call the cops. I'm about to run up on your block. Take shit that don't belong to me. They say there's something wrong with me. Red rum, ayy. Hoodlum, I'm done, yeah. Dust done, hell spot, well, we don't get along, yeah. Rock with it, lean with it, styrofoam with lean in it. Party not poppin', let's my. I'm about to run up on your block. Take shit that don't belong to me. They say there's something wrong with me. Better call the cops. I'm about to run up on your block. Take shit that don't belong to me. They say there's something wrong with me. Red rum, ayy. Hoodlum, I'm done, yeah. Dust done, hell spot, well, we don't get along, yeah. Rock with it, lean with it, styrofoam with lean in it. Party not poppin', let's my whole. Better call the cops. I'm about to run up on your block. Take shit that. Better call the cops. I'm about to run up on your block. Take shit that don't belong to me. They say there's something wrong with me. Red rum, ayy. Hoodlum, I'm done, yeah. Dust done, hell spot, well, we don't get along, yeah. Rock with it, lean with it, styrofoam with lean in it. Party not poppin', let's my whole fucking team in it. Playing what? Hitting jug. Niggas wish that they was good, but niggas couldn't keep it real. But I don't hold no ill will. I ain't got no inner, and you ain't got no stamina. So nigga, don't you come at me. We know you ain't got no family. You ain't got no crew, cause they don't keep it real with you. Niggas keep it real with me. Alright, I'm gonna run that back. Let me see who's in the chat. I see somebody said something. Let me go on and check out what that is. Hey Chrissy, how are you? Hey, 4 people in the chat. Let's run that back. Better call the cops. I'm about to run up on your block. Take shit that don't belong to me. They say there's something wrong with me. Red rum, ayy. Hoodlum, I'm done, yeah. Dust done, hell spot, well, we don't get along, yeah. Rock with it, lean with it. Take shit that don't belong to me. They say there's something wrong with me. Red rum, ayy. Hoodlum, I'm done, yeah. Dust done, hell spot, well, we don't get along. Run up on your block, take shit that don't belong to me. They say there's something wrong with me. Red rum, ayy. Hoodlum, I'm done, yeah. Dust done, hell spot, well, we don't get along, yeah. Rock with it, lean with it, styrofoam with lean in it. Party not poppin', let's my whole fucking team in it. Playing what? Hitting jug. Niggas wish that they was good, but niggas couldn't keep it real. But I don't hold no ill will. All right. Red rum, yeah, hoodlum, I'm done. Hey, King Devon, how are you? Thanks for the like. If you four guys can give me some 4 likes, well, 3 more anyway, because there's already 1. Okay. I felt a little, up to it today. To come on and say something. Hit me with those likes, please. Hit me with those likes. So you guys saw the whatchamacallums, the title the title of this video. 7 people in here, please hit me with the likes. We got 4 likes. Can you hit me some more? Okay, King Devon, that's good. Good. So yeah, I just wanted to, come on and have a general conversation. A general conversation. Oh, hey, Ganja lady, how you doing, girl? How you doing? Yeah, I want to have a general conversation, of course, about escapism. I told you guys. I guess I'm started off like this. I told you guys a while ago. When you all first met me, that I don't watch TV, and when I did start watching TV again, it had been after about what, I guess 10 years. And one of those reasons was because I just seen I seen the bullshit. One of the things is that the last time that I had officially said, okay, I'm not doing this anymore, I'm not watching TV, was I used to like to watch a particular show. There was only a few shows that I watched on TV at the time anyway.
And one of the shows was HG, one of the channels anyway, HGTV. I liked looking at different homes in different states and stuff, because I basically had been to most of the states in this country. I've been in, hey Darren. And of course I've been outside the country a few times. But organically, I am a Black American. This is where I was born. As a matter of fact, I was born in Manhattan. So yeah. Um, I was born in Manhattan. I grew up in Brooklyn and Queens, particularly New Lots, Brooklyn, and Jamaica, Queens. So um, that was the last time I had watched TV. The reason why I stopped watching TV during that, especially during that time, because I started to see, okay, now you guys, let me start with this premise. You guys, when you look at TV, you see all the stuff that they put on there now, so far as interracial couples. It's like you cannot even get a commercial without an interracial couple. You can't never get a black man and a black woman. You understand what I'm saying? Vice versa. It always has to be some sort of interracial couple. You can see a white couple, you can see that, but you don't see just a straight up black couple. Can y'all hit me with them likes? All 80 y'all, can y'all hit me with those likes? So when I started seeing this whole LGBT, what I'm saying, really coming out, and now they just full fledged with it, but it took them a full 10 years to actually, what I'm saying, really be, hey, Dome, to really be on board with it. And now you get these commercials. Like, I'm pretty sure some of you guys have seen this commercial, where it's two white females and they talk about how they were going to the pediatrician or whatever the case may be, and they were going to have a baby, but the pediatrician refused them because they were two lesbians. Now I'm pretty sure you guys saw that. So that's a part of it. But the issue that, because it is an issue whether we want to believe it or not, because there's several isms and issues within our so-called community that we refuse to admit are just that, an issue. Um what I'm talking about is escapism, particularly black escapism, because nobody escapes like we do. Think about what I just said. Nobody is. I mean, really think about it. Don't sit up there and say no, because our favorite response is no, we don't. That's not true. You understand what I'm saying? So just do me a favor and really think about what I'm saying. We love playing black escapism, and me saying that, I also finished the rest of the statement with, basically what black person is actually recognizing this, and can you actually tell me the ways that we do it? I would like to. I know I can't have a panel or whatever, doing it this way, but in the chat, if anybody could name, if you actually are paying attention to these things, and you can see the black escapism that we participate in almost every facet of our lives during just there was, as a matter of fact, there was a song that Mary J. Blige had. I forget that what the song was actually called, but I know some of the lyrics was called 25/8. It's a spin on 20, 24/7. We literally do this 25/8. There's not a day that we don't practice black escapism. Not a goddamn day. And personally for me, I think that we do this because we want to ignore the actual state that we're supposed to be in. You understand what I'm saying? So again, I'm asking you guys, what ways do we practice? What mechanisms are we using to involve ourselves in black escapism? Because I mean, I could obviously give you the ways we. I just mentioned one of them. You understand what I'm saying? And we do this. We do this hard body 25/8. We do this shit hard fucking body 25/8. You understand what I'm saying? We do it. We do it in sports. You understand what I'm saying? We doing this shit all the goddamn time. Um, Take now, me personally, I stopped being involved in sports not only just after college, because I told you guys I played sports when I was in high school, and I played sports when I collegiate sports when I got to college. So but even before then, even before I got onto into collegiate sports, I was really starting to wane myself away, because when I was like anywhere between, I would probably say 12 and 14, I was really into the Chicago Bulls. You understand what I'm saying? I had the hat, I had the jersey, I had all that. I was really into basketball like that. Like I told you guys, I was defense. So then I went on to do defense in college when I played soccer and field hockey. So I was a goalie, and my position was goalie in both of those sports. But anyway, I just named two. I named you guys two of them. I named you guys two of them. So I'm wondering what other ways that you guys see it. The two major ways, especially for us, because we don't control any goddamn thing. Like I said, it's TV and sports. So we we deal with the two major ones, but there's other ways that we do this. We do this every day. 25/8. We doing this every day. You know what I mean? My thing is this: is that are we able? Do we have the capacity to actually take anything serious? So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Do we have the capacity to actually take anything seriously? Let me see if I could try to refresh this damn thing. Because I don't want to end up going offline and trying to restart this mug. But I don't see you all saying anything. So I don't I like independent. I like original ideas, original thought, to be able to converse back with individuals who can have their own thoughts. I don't want to be able to sit up and lay out everything for you, because it's not as helpful when you have to sit up and lay out everything for people. You understand what I'm saying? You have to be able to see stuff on your own. You understand what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that I say to anybody who listens to me, that I don't want to do your thinking for you. I'm not your God. I'm not your leader. I'm not none of that. I'm not none of that shit. You know what I mean? Don't expect for me to be. I'm not none of that, because you have your own goddamn mind. You are your own leader. You are your own God. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't no little G or whatever that. Because I'm not into the hey, brown sugar. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, then go ahead, sister. Go ahead and add it. This is not church. This is not church of Sade. You understand what I'm saying? I told you I'm an atheist, so don't come to me with that bullshit. Have your own goddamn thought. See shit for your own goddamn self. You don't need nobody to lead you. You don't need nobody to show you shit. This is shit that you should be seeing for yourself every day. And if you ain't seeing it, then you oughta be asking yourself, what the fuck is wrong with me? I am a underfoot class, but I don't see the shit that's in front of me. What type of shit is that? How you don't see that? How do you live your life every day and you don't see that, or you just choose to close your eyeballs? So that's what I'm saying. I shouldn't be the only one to come on and say anything to you. You should be like, look, I see that, I see this, and this. You know what I mean? And if even if there's some inferences you haven't drawn, there should be a place within you to whereby if somebody is able to draw that inference and you weren't able to see it, don't sit up there and say, oh, that's not true, because don't do that. Especially if you didn't have the wherewithal to see it. Take a look at it, line the shit up. You understand what I'm saying? Line the shit up. Actually look at the situations and the issues that we going through, and see if that's actually what the fuck is going on. Don't just deny shit. King Devon Phillips says, how can we as people come together when we live under a corporation and we are the subject of the corporation? So when you say escaping, I am trying to understand what you mean. Okay. What do I mean by black escapism? I can tell you this. Okay, first of all, black escapism is this: we don't want to recognize that the generations before us, and I'm talking about people my age, because I have, if I'm not mistaken, the people who listen to me tend to be more towards my age. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm going to say to you is, I am an '80s baby, so I'm gonna start off with that. You understand what I'm saying? I wasn't born in 1972, 3, 4, 5. I wasn't. No, I ain't had nothing to do with that. I'm not a Generation X or whatever you want to call it. Um, um, Next thing is, uh people black escapism is this: when you for me, and I can't even really say for me, but let me just describe it as this, if anybody's having a hard time with what I'm saying. Black escapism is this: you have a tendency to say not all white people are bad. Next thing is, you have a tendency not to want to be involved in any issues that are affecting the black collective. Period. I don't give a fuck what you think your financial or fiduciary, however you want to say it, standing is, because again, you want to shy away from issues that affect the black community. And what you do is you involve yourself in sports, you involve yourself in TV, you involve yourself in just your personal life. Okay, you involve yourself in holistically in a all lives matter type thing. You don't want to believe that if we don't have certain things, that it couldn't have just been circumstances. You understand what I'm saying? Which mean our circumstances are not good, meaning that due to this budget that Trump put out, here's another way black people escape, and I'm gonna explain it for you. Trump put out this motherfucking budget way before 2019 came in. I read the budget. Matter of fact, I had it on disk drive. I forgot what the hell I did with it. I had it on removable disk drive because I was actually gonna put it out at some point in time for just the general people that I knew at the time and speak to them about it. Because I'm in Newark. You understand what I'm saying? I speak to people on a daily basis, and I would just tell them, I said, "Do you understand what Trump is doing? Do you understand what position that we're in?" Next thing is, the next way we escape is that we replace other so-called black and brown faces to represent black American people. If you've ever noticed, we're going to go back to TV, media, movies, whatever you want to call it, because that's one of the major ways that black people escape. Okay, notice that as of if you eat, let's take from, let's say, 1990 all the way to let's say 2003. Notice you had all these so-called black movies out. Whether you liked them or not, whether they were stereotypical or not, you knew for a fact that at least a majority of the people who were participating in them, if they were not sitting up lying, like motherfuckers like Trina. Trina is a black American. Matter of fact, she's a Southern black American. But this bitch sat up here, is 40-something years old. This bitch damn near 50, if she's not in her 50s. Sitting up there talking about that she's Hispanic. That she's Hispanic. You understand that Hispanic is not a race. Trina is a black woman, and more specifically, she is a black American woman. But she comes from a musical background. She comes from the term I like to use is the decadent veil. These were motherfuckers that was used to cover up what was actually going on with black people until you see until now, to now where you see it can no longer be controlled. It can no longer be hidden from now. Now you have a lot of Africans who are playing in these movies, and this is what I'm describing to you. They're now playing in these so-called black movies. You can't never get a whole black movie now with all black people. It got to be somebody white some fucking where, or it has to be on this all lives matter continuum, or it has to be on this every all inclusive utopia shit. You understand what I'm saying? She's a part of these motherfuckers that whereby you want to escape from who the fuck you are, so therefore you claim to be something that you're not. When we all know that you're a black American, more so that you're a Southern black American. You're basically a Bama, but you're ashamed of being a Bama. Just like when motherfuckers call me Yankee because I'm a black American from the goddamn North. I'm not ashamed of that. My parents, like I told you before, although I told you my parents are both foreign, I told you that my background is Black American and West Indian. My parents, both of my parents, have people from America, more specifically from Mississippi. If I'm not mistaken, from South Carolina. So I'm a Bama as well. Fuck what you heard. I am a Black American. I don't claim nothing else. Fuck out of here. So that's what I mean by escapism. We escape by claiming different supposedly nationalities. It's like saying, "Oh, I'm not black." That's basically what you're trying to say. We escape through the television. We put these different characters up there, supposedly having all this money. When the truth of the matter is, if you go to some place like Boston, the black family or a black person, if they're single, is worth. All right, I'm back. I'm back. So you guys should pop up pretty soon. You guys can go ahead and keep commenting. I'll try to sift back through them and see what you were saying. But what I'm saying is this: I told you, I gave you two of the major ways that we escape, and that's through media, which means nothing but TV, movies, print, um, sports, things of that nature. Okay, the third that's the first One of the first ways. The second way is we escape through politics. Okay, I'll get to that in a second because I wanted to actually find out where our heads are as people. You understand what I'm saying? We can sit up here and pontificate all fucking day and make these assertions about where we're supposed to be, but is that where we are really? I don't think that's the case. I think we're in a totally different place, and we don't want to admit that that's where the fuck we are. We want to sit up and tell lies all goddamn day, and we want to play those Negroes over here or those Negroes over there. So like I said, you have if you take a look at media, like I said, and the reason why I'm able to do this is because people don't want to admit this as well. Black people don't want to admit this. We want to sit up here and have this pan-Africanist sort of ideal when that's not what the real world is about. Now, I was talking about movies, print, music, all these other things, how we play escapism. And I mentioned Trina. You understand what I'm saying? But you have a lot of Black American people, and for that matter, now we have the foreign actors coming in telling us we don't have a right to be in these movies. We don't have a right to say we deserve certain things that are due to us because we built this fucking country, or we're being bred out, or we're being excluded from shit. So one of the ways we do that is claiming, oh, well, I'm supposed to be this, that, and the third. My people from the Caribbean, my people from this, that, and the third. We want to be a African. We don't want to be what we know that we actually are. We don't want to be what our fans knew us to be. And I'm talking about these motherfucking actors and these rappers and all this shit. We now want to be something else. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, Fraser. No, I'm not turning on no camera. Get your ass out of here, Fraser. You crazy. um, but anyway, we want to play escapism. Like I said, we want to play escapism in the media. We want to play escapism. Actually, I brought up 2 points. I just mentioned the third that I'm going to get to, but I brought up two major ways. I brought up through media, like I said, which is TV, print, movies, musically, which means you're a rapper, singer, whatever it is, performing arts, all that stuff. Next thing I said, nationality. We want to play that escapism game. Oh, I'm not a Black American. My people are from the West Indies. Knowing good and fucking well you may not have nobody from there. Okay? Or I'm from Africa. You want to play now? You want to play you a African. The third way is politics. How we sit up here and we choose either or political party when neither one of them have ever said that they were actually for us. When traditionally Black Americans, for whatever reason, continue to keep picking the Democratic Party, and the Democratic Party has literally been bending Black people over and fucking them in the ass with a hard ass 12-inch dick with no Vaseline. I'm gonna describe it just like that. The Democratic Party has literally been bending over Black American people for decades with a 12-inch dick, probably bigger, with no Vaseline, nothing, not even no goddamn lotion. Them motherfuckers don't even use lotion. You understand what I'm saying? So those are three ways. But I was basically asking people in the chat if you wanted to hey Kenneth, if you wanted to comment. I was basically, not only did I make a statement, but I asked you guys because I wanted this to be interactive. I just gave you three. I told you I'm not thinking for you. I'm not your God. I am not your representative. I am just someone who's having a conversation with you. You should be able to have your own damn ideas. You should be able to say whatever the fuck you want to. You understand what I'm saying? So I want to be able to have a conversation with you through the chat to see if you recognize all of the ways that we play escapism. We like to. This is one of the reasons why I did a video all these months ago, and what I'll do is I'll keep re-releasing it so you can see what the fuck I'm talking about. We like to play. We play all the fucking time. We play too fucking much. That's what I'm talking. We play too fucking much. So that's what I'm saying. We play too goddamn much. I just named you literally three ways we do this. Literally three ways that it's a motherfucking portal which we like to jump in and out of every goddamn day. We play these goddamn games and it's not benefiting us. Us up here playing motherfucking make believe is not helping. Okay, Ganja lady, no problem, no problem. Thank you everybody in the chat. Thank you for the 11 likes. I appreciate that. Um, but I want to have a conversation. I don't want you to just sit in the chat and not say anything. You got something to say, say it, and then we'll deal with it. I've already started dealing with this topic that I mentioned by the three ways that we do it, and then I went through I'm going through the three ways that we do this shit, and I'm explaining everything how we do it. Exactly, George. And so again, I what I'm suggesting is we should already know this. We cannot trust either party. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is this. Since we know we historically we cannot trust these parties, right? My thing is this. If you're gonna be playing around in the doo-doo with these motherfuckers, you should be playing in the doo-doo with your motherfucking thinking cap on. And your thinking cap should involve if these motherfuckers is not for a black agenda, you don't want nothing to do with them. Point blank, period. Meaning hard body. They are going to the Congress being hard pressed for the shit that's going on with us. Do you understand that in a lot of states in America, right? That if you go look at them on a map, their configuration on the maps are very skewed. What I mean by that is this. What I'm telling you is this. If you go look up a lot of the neighborhoods in America, they're actually prison sites. That's what it means. There's actually no one living there. What it means is that it's meaning that it's not home, it's not private houses, it's not tenement buildings, which we have a lot of in the East. We have a lot of tenement buildings in the East Coast. You understand what I'm saying? Matter of fact, when I was growing up, I lived in a complex full of tenement buildings. I forget what they were called. The name escapes me now. But when I was growing up in New Lots, Brooklyn, I lived in a tenement building. You know, there were a lot of families there. Typically, the traditional way these tenement buildings are built, because I'm used to the ones in the East Coast. I've never seen ones for the South or for wherever else. But I can only talk about the one I lived in the ones they typically built, and and most of them were built before, like, I guess 1970, and so that's way before I was born. So basically the one I lived in had, they have typically these tenement buildings have fire escapes in front of them. Of course they have a stoop. You understand what I'm saying? They have maybe one or two doors that you can come in and out of, the front and the back door. That's typically what they look like. And typically they tend to be like maybe 5 or 6 story walk-ups. Sometimes you may get an elevator or whatever have you, but that's typically what the East Coast tenement building looks like. And then you have the high rises. You understand what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother animal. I'll explain that later. Um, but yeah. So with this, we with those neighborhoods, if you look on any type of Google map, it's skewed. It looks weird. It looks as if nothing is there, but yet what shows up are these maps and these directional dots. But what it's doing is it's misleading you. What's actually there is a prison, and that's where all the black people are housed. You understand what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, I think the state of Milwaukee. If you look at the if you look at the longitude and the lat and the I'm trying to say the word, but it's not coming out right. I said longitude right. I think it's latitude. Longitude, latitude. And you look at it, it's off because it's not like it's homes and businesses. It's literally one big ass fucking quad because it's a prison. It's um it's a structure, literally, like not a federal structure. It may be like just a jail or just like the penitentiary. You understand what I'm saying? And that's where all these black people will be housed at. That's what it is. So a lot of these so-called non neighborhoods are actually prisons, mostly where black people live at, and black life is housed by a prison. Your life is a prison. So if you have these individuals who are in Congress running around telling you these fuckboy notions that these things are not going on with us, so far as mass incarceration and low job wages and what else? The fact that we can't find a job. I know a brother right now, and I'm not gonna mention his name. Okay, I know, brother, right now. He's telling me like it's hard for him to find a job, and I believe him. I completely believe him. I believe black men when they say it's hard to find a job. Trust me, for me personally, for myself, I've been there, done that. It has been hard for me to find jobs in times past. I have explained to people that I have explained to people that when I worked in human resources, I know the ins and outs. I know how they exclude us. I've been to the EEO representative office in the states that I've lived in, which have been the East Coast. I've been to most states in America, but I've always, like I said, I'm from and I grew up in the East Coast, and I've chosen to live in the East Coast. So I know how their practices are. So when people come and tell me that certain individuals are not benefiting from these exclusionary practices that they have with us, I'm like, you're lying. I've seen this on a large scale that's happening in everyday fucking society and everyday life that's dealing with us as black people. That's another way that we escape. We want to believe that so far as working is concerned and having a career, that we're not being excluded. Yes, the fuck we are. We escape that way too. We really think that we just gonna go somewhere and get the bag. No, it don't work like that. So basically, this brother was telling me, like I said, I'm going through the ways that we play escapism. That's what I'm explaining. I've already mentioned three to you. Three. I'm laying these things out for you. If you want to do the replay, you can hear me explaining how we do these things and how they represent themselves and how they manifest themselves. How we do this shit. I'm going to more than likely, after explaining political way we do these things, the national the way we do it through nationality, race, and all these things. We don't want to claim that we're Black American. We don't want to claim we're black. We want to be a African. We want to be a West Indian. We want to be all these other things. We want to be everything else but what the fuck we are. There's nothing wrong with being what they quote unquote call a regular old black person. What the fuck is wrong with that? I'm Black American. You don't like it, too bad. That's your problem. But anyway, so like I said, those two parties have a really disgusting history of bending us over with a 12-inch dick, probably bigger, with no lotion, no Vaseline. So I then went on to describe how that plays a part even in what the hell do they call that when you do city planning. Do you want? And I then said to you guys, I said, do you understand that if you look at a Google map, right, or even if you get a regular map, those one of those old fashioned maps that you have to roll the fuck out, and you have to look at the. Okay, there you guys go. I don't know. I'm gonna have to call. You know something, guys? I'm gonna let you not pay your bill and see what the fuck happens. Like I'm dead ass serious. I'm about to kick somebody. This shit is annoying. But anyway, so like I said, you get a map, right? You guys get a map and you look at the longitude and the latitude. If anybody who deals with that, and you deal with city planning and you understand coordinates, and you, like I said, you understand latitude, longitude, you as a person would understand, because you're not a layperson to it, meaning that you understand this completely. You understand maps, or even if you have a what the hell, or even if you were in the service at one point in time and you dealt with you dealt with logistics, you understand that some of these goddamn maps don't make no motherfucking sense. And the reason why is because it's a whole prison sitting in that, supposedly sitting in that place where a whole neighborhood is supposed to be. So wherever a black person lives, there's a fucking prison. A good example and proof of this is Milwaukee. I'm gonna say that again. A good example and proof of this is Milwaukee. I really want you guys to go look that shit up. The latitude, the longitude, the logistics, the city planning doesn't make sense on whatever map you're going to look at. And why? Because it's a prison. That's where all the black people are fucking housed. A prison. And then what they did was to try to hide the shit. Okay? So, that also manifests itself in our escapism, the way we do things, and we don't want to look at stuff, and our favorite word is no, it's not, that's not true, is because we allow these two parties, like I said, to bend us over. And I'm gonna keep saying that shit. It sounds nasty, Depending on who's listening, because some of you, depending on some of y'all who might be listening, may like that shit. Anyway, they like bending us over with a 12-inch dick or bigger, and they like sodomizing us with no Vaseline and no goddamn lotion. And we allow them to do this to us, swearing that year after year after year that the shit is going to change. When I just said to you, this is not me making this stuff up. This shit actually exists. I just gave you a state where you go look up some of these supposed, they done sat up there and hid these prisons, calling them fucking neighborhoods, but they're not. If you look at the longitude, if you look at the logistics, look at the city planning, whatever the fuck you want to call it, it doesn't make no goddamn sense because it's a whole goddamn penitentiary infrastructure sitting there housing all the goddamn black people. So that's one of the ways we play escapism. Now I told you I mentioned to you guys, I mentioned that's why I did the whole thing about 2 or 3 weeks ago with the celebrities need to be canceled. It was a reason why I said that they should have been canceled a long time ago. Going back to that point, because again I knew I was going to start some sort of series about how we play black escapism. I knew I was going to do that. I just wanted to kind of map out in my mind how I was going, what I was going to talk about. And the first three things that I talked about on this live was we do this with our nationality. We don't want to racial wise, nationality, we don't want to be black. We do this through politics. We do this through media, which is print, which is movies, internet, anything you could think of. You understand what I'm saying? That includes any type of acting, singing, dancing, all of these things. And I kind of wanted to come to you specifically. I kind of want to go back a little bit, because there was something for me that I've been noticing for years. Just like I seen that thing with the LGBT thing, and it's full fledged, and they have all these commercials promoting these types of lifestyles. When truthfully be told, I know for me as a kid, if you were to walk down the streets of Brooklyn and you were seen to be a homosexual male or woman, you literally would have like the Rasta men beat your ass the fuck down. The Rasta men would literally chase your ass down the fucking street. They would call you all kind of Batiman and Chichiman and Fufu Gal and all this other shit. Now I know y'all don't know what that is, but I'm gonna explain that to you. Um but yeah, it's and I told you that I stopped watching TV over 10 years ago because of that, because one of my favorite channels was HGTV. That's what I started this off when I started to expound and explain to you why I stopped watching television. So now they've moved on from that because it's now full-fledged, and it's now gotten to a place where they wanted it to be. And of course they're doing the the whole IR relationships, marriage, dating, procreation. And now you don't ever see a black man and woman on TV. It's always a black man, white woman. It's always a white male and a biracial female used as a black woman. You understand what I'm saying? But when it comes to having families, they have no problem with putting up a white female and a white male. You'll see that. You'll see that any old time of day. That's always going to be prevalent. You understand what I'm saying? And then you have us doing these escapism games where we want to look at shit like Game of Thrones. I didn't even know what the fuck that was. I think I seen Game of Thrones one time a year ago. Somebody showed me that shit, and I was like, I'm not interested in this shit. Ain't no black people on this motherfucker. And then when I think, if I'm not mistaken, they put supposed black people on the third season. But then I went and I saw it, and I'm looking like, them people ain't black. Those are biracials. What are you talking about? See, that's the thing. That's the thing whereby they don't even want us to define who the fuck we are. They're telling you who the fuck we are. That's not who the fuck we are. It's not like they went and they used some dark skinned black man or they used a dark skinned black woman. That's not what they did. You understand what I'm saying? Or at least went and used a black person who has two fucking black parents. Again, they know what the fuck they doing with this shit. So we go ahead and we want to escape, and we want to find parity with these motherfucking characters. We want to sit up here and we want to take on their sayings and act like we're playing the motherfucking Game of Kings of whatever the fuck you want to call it, Game of Thrones. I don't even watch the shit. I've never watched that bullshit. But anyway, it's all bullshit to me. So like I said, Please do yourself a favor, you guys. Thank you all for the likes. Please do yourself a favor, you guys, and go check out what I was telling you to go check out. Go look at some of the maps of where you know black people are gonna be, and it might just be a prison there because they'll sit up there and they'll hide it in the city planning of the thing. They'll hide it in the city planning. So if the longitude and the latitude don't fucking match up and the shit looking all crazy, it's probably a goddamn penitentiary or city jail because that's what the fuck they do to us. I mentioned one city. That's one piece of proof I just gave you. If I'm not mistaken, they also had it that way in where damn. I want to say Mike Brown, and then they supposedly had like a kind of like a riot. I'm forgetting the town that this happened in. Shit. I'm drawing a goddamn blank. Maybe one of you guys can help me with this. Um, damn. I know that in this city that they were stopping people for no goddamn reason. They were putting ankle bracelets on them. They were causing them unnecessary fees. And hey, Gzana, how you doing, darling? I haven't seen you in a long time. Hey, Sarah, how you gorgeous brothers doing? Hi, how are you? It's so nice to see you, Gzana. I ain't seen you in so long. What you been doing? Um, I'm again, like I said, I'm drawing a whole blank. But in this city, the fees for wearing an ankle bracelet, they are putting a price on being black. Okay, because any two times when they make us criminals, that's how they make money. So I want to say Mike Brown was killed in this city, but I can't remember the goddamn name, and I don't want to get it wrong. But that's a second piece of my proof that I'm showing to you guys about what they do to us and how we escape. Ferguson, thank you, Chris C. Yes, yes, yes. Hallelujah, bully. Yes, Ferguson, thank you, darling. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's what. Yes, yes, yes. I knew it began with an F. I could not remember that thing. See, Chris C. If it ain't Chris C. Be helping me out. Sarah be helping me out because I be forgetting like a motherfucker, boy. I be up here just for the life of me. I be trying. I be sweating and shit. I don't be remembering. I'm like, God damn. Yeah. So yeah, Ferguson is another state city for which I believe they do something to the city planning, and they hide the it's supposed to be a neighborhood, but they hide the jails, and that's where all the black people are. And so if it's not a jail, then more than likely it's going to be now here in the East we call them projects. But I guess for other people in other places, they may call it Section 8 housing. Now, for me, there's nothing wrong with Section 8 housing. But what I'm telling you is this, because again, there's a price to living in America, and black people cannot afford it. Point blank, period. It is what the fuck it is. We can't afford it. So don't be ashamed if you have Section 8 housing. That's what the fuck. That's where we are. Get in where you fit in. That's where the fuck we are. Why should you be ashamed of that? Okay, what are you saying, G's on it? Yeah, I know, just doing life. Glad to be back and listening. I'm always listening, even though I don't comment. Oh, thank you. So nice. I'm glad you're doing okay, bro. I'm glad you're doing okay. Um, but yeah, if you happen to live in Section 8 housing, so fucking what? Don't let nobody shame you. Don't let nobody look. Don't let nobody tell you none of that shit. There's nothing wrong with that. Because again, it's a cost of you being who you are. It's a cost of you looking the way you look. You understand what I'm saying? It's a cost of you having two black parents. Period. It is what the fuck it is. There is a cost for having two black parents. I'll say that again for everyone. There's a cost for having two black parents. So if you are a child of two black parents, you're going to pay the cost of being black. You are going to pay the cost of being black. So it is what the fuck it is. And so those are the two things I wanted to say to you guys, that when you look at a lot of the city planning, it's either a penitentiary, city jail, or Section 8 housing, which means for us in the East, that means projects. So it means you live in the projects. And so fucking what? So I just explained to you how we do the escapism thing. And I all right, I'm back. So, I was saying this over the last, I probably say maybe 6 to 12 months. For the last 6 to 12 months, especially on YouTube, because to me, YouTube is another way, and it's a part of media. YouTube is that's another piece of my proof that we play a lot of escapism games, and we play too fucking much because we like to get on YouTube and we like to have this little stratosphere that exists on this media site, on this social media site that exists nowhere in reality. And now what I think is that it's spilling into it's spilling into reality. Because if you think that any of these political pundits and these motherfuckers that supposedly report on report news on these news outlets are not watching social media, you're a fucking fool. I'm gonna say that again. You're a fucking fool. Now I have to agree with the illustrators, and I'm not talking about the old time illustrators of reparation, because understand that you have some baby boomers out here who knew about reparations probably back maybe as early as maybe 1987. As I told you guys, it's kind of like my now I know my father was big on this bullshit. I'll give you an example. Um, a few YouTubers did a story on the college, supposedly college scandal, how these crackers were paying for their kids to get into these Ivy League schools, although their children even went behind the parents and said, I don't want to go to this school. I don't want to go to college at all. Because understand this, I'm gonna move on. Let me do a little sidebar first. Understand that whites are nothing, they're nothing extraordinary. They're not particularly smart. Their offspring is very lazy, slovenly, irresponsible. They lie a lot. They spend a lot of their time on their ass, partying, but yet their behaviors get transposed onto black children. Just like white females' behavior gets transposed onto black women, and so on and so forth. Now I can tell you this because, for one, I grew up in New York. That's the melting pot of like the fucking world. And so therefore, you during the time that I was growing up, you had a lot of them coming back into the city. And the same way you could have a projects and have motherfuckers living in the projects, you would then have these high-rise buildings where the rent was 10 and 11 and $20,000 a month. And you would have these white kids going to these little private schools right next to the public schools. And that's what I dealt with. Then when I went to college, I went to a mixed college. You understand what I'm saying? It was a lot of Asians, still white. It was a lot of East Indians. It was a lot of whites, and they all had more money. Now they were a lot of them. Their parents were paying, but I had to pay for my own college. I had to pay for my any kind of schooling that I got. I had to pay for it. You understand what I'm saying? So this is how I know these things. I had to live around these motherfuckers. When you have the misfortune of having to live around these sons of bitches, you understand how they are. You understand how they live. So, um, as I was telling you guys before, my father knew about this college scandal, and he used to talk about it, from the and report fake shit about Black life anyway. And so I was saying, if you think that these political pundits and these my thing is this, I think we need to come away from that a bit. We need to come away from that and actually look at what's actually fucking happening. Because I think that YouTube has given us we've grown ass people have allowed YouTube to give us a view of actual life that's not taking place. And so far as reparations is concerned, that is a issue for baby boomers. It's an issue. It's been revitalized by, if I'm not mistaken, older generation Xers and millennials. You understand what I'm saying? Um, Now I know that my internet, and I apologize, you guys, because I see it's like zero in the room because my goddamn internet kept disconnecting for whatever reason. So Oh, okay. So I do see some of the old what you guys were saying. Hold on. G's Honor says shout out to BK for real and the whole NY and everybody still breathing powerful blood. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay. Okay, you guys. But yeah. So this whole reparations movement, I see it as even more than reparations. And the reason why that is because it's about the treatment of black people. It's just a thing of even, it's a whole movement to a epidemic, whether it be through sickness or drugs. Who I mean, like, take for example, if you look at a pandemic, right? It always starts off small to whereby you have people in society saying, okay, well, it's not affecting me. I'm not sick. Then before you know it, before you look around, it damn near seems like it's everyone. Everyone is going to get touched. And just because you haven't gotten touched right now doesn't mean it cannot happen to you. Do you understand that you exist in a group whereby you are not stable? Do you understand that you exist in a group that you cannot turn to no one and say, I need a $10,000 loan. I'm about to be evicted. Do you understand that you don't have a group that you can turn to and say, okay, I need a political candidate, right? That is going to be for black issues, that is going to be not just black first, not just pro-black, but black only. They're solely looking out for us because we are on the chopping block. You understand what I'm saying? I personally think that we're gonna be in large numbers. We're gonna be living in we're gonna be living in fucking what you call them, tent cities. We're gonna be living in, as black people, we're gonna be living in motherfucking tent cities. I truly think that we're going to be living in tent cities because we cannot afford the cost of being American. We cannot afford the cost, and running off to Africa isn't going to get it. Running off to Africa is not going to get it at all. Now we could discuss that. I'm not going to go through that right now because that's not what we're here to discuss. I'm talking about black escapism and how we've done that. You guys can do the replay and you can then see what I'm talking about. So now I'm going to go to the chat and see what was okay. All right, because the last thing I saw was from G's Honor. So I was asking you guys as a part of the statement that I made. I also asked you a question. I wanted to find out what are the other ways that I wanted to see what you guys were going to mention. I mentioned 3 to you, and I went through them and I started to explain them to you. And so therefore I wanted to see where you guys' head is at so far as what are the ways that we play escapism, because I really think that we play too fucking much as black people. We really play too much, and I'm not talking about the black diaspora. I'm talking about black American people. I think we really do play too much. I really do. We play too fucking much. Everything is like a goddamn joke to us. So I'm going to look at the chats. I would love to hear, like I said, I wanted to go back and forth with you guys. I wanted to see what you guys were saying. Let me go back and read some older chats if I could pull some of those up. So that's what I'll be doing. George Trusty said city planning back in the day, they call that urban renewal. Now we can call it gentrification. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let me see what else. That's YouTube. I have been on several channels and their lives are always really brown sugar. I'm not surprised. I'm not motherfucking surprised because any 2 times you have something of true substance to say, you gonna always have a problem with this piece of shit ass fucking YouTube. Yeah, you're gonna always have a fucking problem. King Devon Phillips said the system was not designed for black people to rise, but to keep black people in the bottom. Yes, we're bottom caste. That is correct. Of course. Bottom of the food chain. So as long as we're going along with the system, don't expect to get different results. Okay. George Trusty. Okay, George Trusty had said that is very, very graphic. America and political system has been treating black people like that. Since oh yeah, yeah, it's Brokeback Mountain, George Trusty. It definitely is. That's why I described it in that fashion. I basically said, I'm gonna say this shit again because it's true. Those political parties that we love to take part in, but yet we hold them with no accountability. We don't expect for them to have a purely black agenda. Okay, we have been just licking the ass and balls of the Democratic Party, and the Democratic Party has been doing this to us. They have been to, well, specifically not me, because I've always been independent. I don't vote for their candidates. If you're not looking like you're trying to be for black people, I don't want nothing to do with you. So that's not my response. But the responses of black people as a whole has to just been to take it up the ass. They've literally have been sodomizing us with a 12-inch dick or bigger, with no Vaseline and no lotion. That's what they've been doing to us. And we just have been allowing it to happen. And we've just been running away. We've just been walking away from the political scene with a bloody ass. I mean, let's be honest. We have been walking away from the political scene with a bloody ass. And we've gotten none the better for it. We have not got any we haven't gotten any of anything that we want for our treasonous behaviors, allowing these motherfuckers to bend us over, to literally sodomize and fuck the shit out of our asshole, and with no cream, no oil, no nothing. They don't even spit on the motherfucker. You know, when some of them goddamn pornos, they be spitting on shit. You know how nasty motherfuckers are. They don't even do that. These goddamn political parties didn't even do that. They just bent your ass, just bent you the fuck over, and that was it. They just took whatever they wanted and kept it rolling, and then looked at you and said, "Oh, you coming back next week?" And we'd be like, "Okay." Even though we run away hole in our backside. I mean, let's be for real. That's what the fuck we've been doing. I know it sounds graphic, but that's what the hell we have been doing. And I know motherfuckers don't want to hear that. They ain't gonna like it. Oh well, it is what it is. It is. I'm gonna be real nasty and I'm gonna be real graphic for you, because that's what we've been allowing these individuals to do to us. And then we expect every time that we go up to the plate and allow these people to sodomize us, we swear by, through being sodomized, that we're gonna change something. We haven't been changing shit. Let's be for real. Because again, if we were, we would not be being moved out of these neighborhoods. We would have our own homes. We would have at least 3 generations to create a career. Okay, so what I'm going to do, you guys, is that I'm going to end this live here. And so, because for whatever, I'm going to end this live here because it's already interrupted me several times, and I had a few other places that I wanted to go. I wanted to actually converse with you all a little bit more, but it's not allowing me to do so, and it keeps interrupting me and playing all these little foolish ass games. So I'm not trying to go there. What I will do is just disconnect this live. Um, what I am gonna do is this. I wanna, before I go, because you guys know I always play music before I leave out here. I appreciate the 15 likes and the fact that you guys were on. I'm gonna try to look up my Twitter, see if I can give you guys my Twitter handle so that we can have a conversation on there. And I'll find other ways to try and see if I can do live somewhere else, because this is really getting on my fucking nerves. Um, my handle on Twitter is THE under. Bullshit. So I can be reached Twitter. I am the Dread, but that's what my name is. You can mail me. You can send me some mail on Twitter. Put the at sign, and my handle is DREADD and then it's the other way around, the underscore dread, and the dread has 2 E's, so THEEADD. So that's how you can reach me on you Twitter. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this goddamn thing. It's pissing me the fuck off. So I'm gonna hit you all if it'll keep its integrity. But I'll try to hit you with a piece of music like I did before. And so this is what I was playing.
Up on your block, take shit that don't belong to me. They say there's something wrong with me. Red rum, ayy, hoodlum.
Red rum, yeah, hoodlum. I'm done.
I'm done, yeah, dust done, hellspine, well, we don't get along, yeah, rock it, lean with it, start, take shit that don't belong to me, they say there's something wrong with me,
yeah, so that's what I was playing, and so yeah, we won't continue that out, and cause hoodlum, I'm done, yeah, red rum, yeah.
Wrong with me, red rum, ayy, hoodlum, I'm done, yeah, dust done, hellspine, well, we don't get along, yeah. Block, take shit that don't belong to me. They say there's something wrong with me.
What? Take shit that don't belong to me. That's what we should be doing. Cause it all belongs to us. Take shit that don't belong to me. Hoodlum, I'm done.
Red rum, ayy.
Red rum.